So my name is Elisa Rodriguez. I am a senior currently right now at HSU. For Courageous Cuentos, I am the secretary right now, but I have an array of positions. I'm editor. I look over other aspects, like I've been looking at the typesetting as well, but my main role is being editor and secretary.
Excellent. Now, for anyone who may be watching, what is the Courageous Cuentos?
So Courageous Cuentos is a journal of counter-narratives, so they're narratives that are from POC perspectives, more specifically, rather than white perspectives. It's from an ethnic studies class, Ethnic Studies 107, which is Chicano Latino lives. And so Courageous Cuentos has become this journal for students of color to be able to express their voices, their feelings, and their emotions, and to tell their stories on their own terms. Rather than if we look at other articles on campus that are more centric towards the actual writing versus the content in the writing, Courageous Cuentos is used to empower the counter narrative and to empower POC voices when they're usually put on the back burner, which is super important here on campus to be more inclusive towards people of color, since we serve 60% Chicano Latino students, if I remember that correctly. So it's a very powerful, empowering piece and journal for students of color.
Awesome. Now, how did you find Courageous Cuentos?
So I have a minor in American Ethnic Studies, and I took Ethnic Studies 107 last semester with Nancy Perez. And so this is Courageous Cuentos' third volume. I'd never heard of it before that because I'm more in the English department, being an English major. And so by taking that class, we talked about Courageous Cuentos by talking about the pieces that we were working on in ethnic studies. And so Courageous Cuentos is the aftermath of Ethnic Studies 107. So I was encouraged by my professor for my Ethnic Studies class and my advisor for my minor to participate in Courageous Cuentos, and that's how I heard about it, which is super sad that I didn't hear about it before, that it took so long for me to hear about it after the fact because I took that class. And if I knew about this 2 years ago, 3 years ago when it first came out, I felt like I would be a part of it before and now, but I heard about it because of my Ethnic Studies class.
Now, since you've been involved in participating, do you think you've gained like skills or perspectives that you wouldn't have had otherwise?
I think I gained some more relationships, and we created more community through Courageous Cuentos. Being an English major, I learned a lot about like creative writing. I didn't get to work on creative writing as much as I do in this class and through this journal. But because of Courageous Cuentos, I was able to build more connections that seem when we all have similar experiences, that we're all going through the same thing, being up here isolated, being away from our families, being away from our culture, not having it as accessible, which was it's really great to see other people going through what we've gone through. And I think it's also going to be great that people who are coming can see that, like, hey, there's a community here for you and you're not alone.
Awesome. Now, how many people are involved with Courageous Cuentos?
So right now, involved, I know there's an array of people like Kyle, sorry. There's Kyle. We have other people in other programs in like the CRGS department who are helping. We have another program called Creando Racias, if I said that correctly. They're a part of that and helping fund that for next year. But for the student involvement, it's about 15 to 18 people in our class right now, the production team. So it's not that many, but we're hoping with how we're advertising and how we're trying to get the word out that it is here for everyone, it's here for marginalized voices, it's here for you to speak your truth, that more people will become interested in it and it can evolve into something bigger than what it already is.
Awesome. So you would say there's a really strong community within the Courageous Cuentos?
Yes, between me and all my classmates and all my peers, like, we're all friends now. Like, in the beginning we didn't know each other, but now throughout the semester, like, we're building these relationships, we're building these bonds, not only with each other, but with the admin, with the CRGS department, with Kyle, with other people who have been involved, which will stay for so long. Like, it's not just for now, it's gonna be here forever. Hopefully, that's the goal, is that it's gonna be here forever. So it's been really great.
Great. What has been your extent of interaction or collaboration been with Kyle and HSU Press?
So for Kyle, I don't want to misspeak, but Kyle has helped with the production, like the actual the product of the book, and advertising the book as well. So Kyle came into our class to help the typesetters figure out how to get it the way that it looks, to get everything set up like more formally, and producing this piece for the entire school to view. We're hoping for a website on Humboldt State, but that's not like a for sure thing. But a lot of them have been helping get more word out to people who aren't in our circle necessarily, like person.
So what is in the future for the Colegios Cuentos?
So from what I know, there is this program called Creando Racias, which they're going to choose 25 students, I think particularly Chicano Latino students, and they're going to build this community with those students to help publicize and help build more communities here on campus that are here now but aren't as expansive, as big. So basically they're going to be enrolled, these students who are going to be part of Creando Racias, they're going to be enrolled in Ethnic Studies 107. They're going to be enrolled in other classes with similar professors that are focused on social justice issues. And then their following semester, they're going to be enrolled into Courageous Cuentos. And we're hoping by building this relationship early on with these students, these upcoming freshmen, that this will transcend throughout their 4 years, and they'll be able to build a bigger community by publicizing it more, by creating a bigger community, by like getting the word out and just like having somewhere to go. And like creating it from, it's not the ground up, but from where it is now to somewhere higher, which is what we're hoping for and aiming towards.
Awesome. Now, is there anything else that you have on your mind that you want to say about Courageous Cuentos or your involvement?
I'm so happy and sad that I barely learned about it my last year here at HSU. I'm sad that I wasn't able to be a part of it sooner, but I'm happy that I've had the opportunity to be so involved with Courageous Cuentos and like to see how it's transitioned from like my growth and the growth of the program itself within these last couple of these last 2 semesters, these last couple of months, and like it really is the voice for the marginalized people that don't have their voices heard, that they're put on the back burners, that like writing isn't always perfect, writing is transformative, writing is resistance, and that I'm hoping with Courageous Cuentos that students here on campus can see that their voice is important, that their reality is important, their truth is important, and through this program, like, it's gonna be so great to build a community up here that will help us, that's here for us, that's here for our support. Like, we're here for one another, and we could do great things up here, despite everything that's going on in this community, despite all the racial issues that happen here, that we have each other, and that it will grow and it will become something beautiful.